Good morning. Happy Tuesday. What's up, folks? It's Kurt, Mañana no Mas. I used to remember when the pandemic started. Remember way back when they said don't leave your house. I still left my house, but I was going live every day on social media, and I was talking about things like overcoming obstacles, finding opportunities within obstacles, finding the silver lining around those clouds. And I was really going forward with a contrarian attitude that, in every instance that there are obstacles, in every instance that things trend down, there are some people that are able to trend up. And I was like, what is the difference in those people? And I spent 2.5 years going live every day talking about this stuff. So when you go to my YouTube channel and you're like, how does this guy have like 800 videos? It's because I was going live like every single day. And quite honestly, part of me is wondering, like, should I just do that again? Because it clears my brain, it clears some of the clutter out of there. Things in here go a lot. And so maybe sometimes it's good to get some of it out. But today I was auditing the Lifter LMS social media accounts. I work directly for Lifter LMS. I also work directly for WP Tonic. And of course, I serve my own agency, Mañana no Mas. And what's really cool about working with WP Tonic and Lifter LMS is both of those products, both of those services funnel directly into the work that we do at Mañana no Mas. So everything is very much related and correlated and put together. So, hey, see some people jumping into the live. Go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know who you are, where you're from, all that kind of fun stuff. But today I want to talk about taking things for granted. And I'm going to be, when you got people that come on these lives and they're like, you should this and you should that. And do you find yourself in this situation? You should totally do. I don't want to come at you that way. What I want to do is I want to just be transparent about my own journey and say, I screw up sometimes. My personality type is like, if you were to say the acronym REAL, REAL, and break that into categories, right? R would be like ruler, right? The leader, the person that does everything. E would be entertainer, high energy guy, people person, right? So ruler, entertainer, kind of a blend of those two, to be honest with you. I like to be in control. I like to be the project manager. I don't mind doing the lives. I don't mind talking in front of a crowd. So I'm kind of the RE, okay? And then there's the A. A would be like the analyst. The analyst is someone that's constantly into the details. And then there's L, which in some breakdowns for personality types, that would be the emotional type, or that would be those things. But we like to call them the loyalist, right? The person that is more relationship bound to a project, maybe than information bound. Okay, so and none of these are bad. Let me put that out there right there. None of these are bad. REAL. But you kind of need to know where you're at in the spectrum. So I'm kind of an R and an E. And I'm a jump in with both feet kind of person. I just, hey, here's an idea. A URL, reserve it, quick, throw up a WordPress site. And that's the way my brain works. It's like, go. The thing is, and that's made me super productive. So for running my own agency, having that go, that lends me to be super productive, and I have the ability to do things based on budget and time very well. Budget and time very well. So if you're looking for a project to be on time and under budget, you're going to reach out to Mañana no Mas. But that said, I've also realized that I take that for granted. There are other personality types that work obviously with others. And I've had a couple interactions with clients where they'll ask me a question and I answer the question. Then they ask the question. It's the same question, but they ask it a different way. And I go, okay, that's weird. That's the same question. So then I answer it And my wife tells me I do this all the time. Like, I already told you that. Here it is. And a little tweak, a little something different. And I'm like, I'm still confused. Here's the answer. And then I think to myself, I've given this person the answer 3 stinking times. And they still haven't moved. They still haven't taken action. They still haven't done anything with this wonderful information I've given them. And I think, what's the matter with this person? But that's my failure. My failure is in recognizing that to that individual, they have asked 3 separate questions. They have, for some reason, their brain sees this thing from 3 different angles, 4 different angles, and they're trying to make sure they get every dot checked. They're trying to make sure that they get every scenario covered before they make an error or do something by mistake. It's that paralysis by analysis thing that we hear about. And my mistake is in thinking that, like, someone will say to me, hey, how do I add a button to a page? And I go, okay, here's a resource that tells you how to add a button to a page. Here's a video that shows you how to add a button to a page. Let me show you how to add a button to a page. And then a week later, they'll be like, I'm still trying to figure out how to add a button to a page. And I gave you the resource, I showed you a tutorial video, and I walked you through the process. I don't understand what's happening here. But it's not because they're dumb. They're not dumb. Their brain is transferring, is converting that information in different ways. And in the end, they may end up being more dialed, more complete, more efficient, more productive than me, because it'll be something they built over time into muscle memory and instant recollection or something. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an idea there. But anyway, I was going, like I said, at the beginning of this video, I was auditing the Lifter LMS social accounts. And I was noticing that a lot of the things that are basic kind of posts, like how to this, how to that, or intimidated by writing your first course, right? So a lot of these things will be like, we have these resources. Now, we've been doing this for 10 years, like Lifter LMS for 10 years. I've been with Lifter for 9 years as a customer / contractor, and been working directly with them for, I think, 3.5, almost 4 years. No, 3 years. It's like 3 years. It doesn't matter. So my point here is I have a lot of customers that come in fresh off the streets, and they think everything should be easy, right? They think like, hey, let's just slap up a course, plug in a CRM, get some e-commerce on the back end of that, run some automations into some HR platform, pull in an API off of Twitter, and this, and they just say these things. I think they say these things because they hear them, but they have no idea what it's like to implement or to do those things. And then we get it all set up, and I'll be like, well, I need to modify the dashboard. I need to modify the product page. I really want to style this up. I want to get in here and play and move this stuff around. And it's like, well, that's dynamic content. It doesn't really get styled or moved around. It's a embedded piece of content. Well, I need to change it. And so there's people that are at that end, right? Where everything is complicated. And then there's the side where everything to me seems like it should be simple out of the box, right? Here's the platform. Here's the directions on using the course builder. Load up your course. Have a nice day. And there are a ton of people that are like, what do you mean load up a course? What do you mean use sections? What do you mean sections, courses, lessons? What do you mean tracks? What do you mean memberships? And we can point them to the resource, but they kind of need handheld through. And when I look at the audit that I did on the social media, especially this morning, it really hit home this morning. There were a couple of elements in the Facebook page on Lifter LMS today that were incredibly rudimentary. Like, hey, don't be overwhelmed by making your first course. How do we get your first course done and published? And people are liking that. People are like, oh, right on. And the interaction, right? The interaction, the engagement that I'm seeing with those pieces of content is really hitting home with me, because like I said, I have clients that are coming in cold going, I want to connect to my HR platform and I need APIs and codes and customizations. But there's a whole market of people out there that are like, I really just need to know how to write my first course. I need to know how to break this down. We had a question come in last week that said, hey, do you have any resources on how to break down information to put it into a course? Now, remember, it's a plugin company that makes a platform for you to add courses. And so you're like, no, we just make the software. Like, we just make the software. We don't teach you how to write. It'd be like going to Microsoft and saying, hey, do you have a course on how to use Word to write a book? Right? They'd be like, no, just write a book. Like, here's the platform. Just, you're going to write a book. So there is that gap. There's that leap that has to happen. Now, what Lifter does do is they do have some resources. They have hey, how to break down a course, how to price your course, how to do these things. So they do have some of that, but I'm looking inward now, and I'm kind of coming forward with this message to say, like, where are you at in your communication with clients? Where are you at in your communication with supervisors, bosses, managers? What personality type are you? I mean, I described the REAL, are you a ruler, an entertainer, an analyst, a loyalist? And how does that affect the way that you process information and move forward? And I bring all this up because as a business owner, as an agency owner, I need to really understand my avatar. I need to understand, who am I selling to? Who's my perfect customer? Who can I engage with that will have the best benefit from my level of productivity? Okay. And I know that sounds very self-serving, but what the heck, it is. If somebody is already, a type A go-getter, budget and calendar type person, and they jump into this platform and hire Mañana no mas, and so now you've got the two of us. Can we get the product done quickly? Yes. Can we get something going? Can we get a proof of concept going? Can we get a minimal viable product up? Absolutely. But now I'm wondering, would I be better serving the community if I focused more on the avatar that's like, I'm struggling to understand how to break down 5 years of business knowledge into digestible course material? All right. So that's something that I really excel at. So maybe what I need to do is focus more on helping people break their content down, focus on the content development, because if we take Lifter LMS out of the box and we don't mess with it, it's a fabulous conduit for just getting that minimal viable product up and getting that first course sold. Right. And then once you get that done and you start to build your community, well, then you can kind of jump out there, and say, okay, well, I want to add this or add that, or bring in some social tools, or, think about membership and community, but if your goal was to get the first course done and then you get distracted and you start talking about membership, community, and a bunch of widgets and customizations, you might never get the course launched. So I got to wonder how much I take for granted. I've been working in WordPress for 20 years. And I can think over the last year and a half, specific clients where I remember them saying, I had one client was asking me about what the videos were going to look like. Like, so what are the videos going to look like when we put them in the course? And I'm like, depends. What videos are you sending me? Yeah. But what would the videos look like? They will look like the content you supply. Like, you're going to embed your own videos into the platform, into the course, right? Yeah. I go, so they're going to look like the videos that you supply. Yeah, but what are the videos going to look like? And I can remember thinking to myself, what am I missing? What am I missing here? Did she want to know how wide the video was going to be? Did she want to know how small it was going to be? So then I started saying things like, well, you can set the settings however you want. You can have it be small, and then the student can blow it up, make it full size. You make it full screen. What what answer are you looking for? Because if you keep asking me what are the videos going to look like, and you're the one making the videos, I am completely confused. And so that's what I'm talking about. When the same questions keep coming, and it seems like the answers are right in front of our faces, the part I'm taking for granted is the answers probably aren't right in front of our faces. That person is asking the question, but not formulating the context of the question to really drive down to what their concern is, right? And so that's where the coaching comes in. Now, I consider myself a good business consultant and coach. So I guess transparently, I need to get better at asking those defining questions instead of being like, you're asking me the same question 3 times. I need to get better at saying, I'm sensing there's more to this question than what is being asked. So walk with me and discuss with me what your actual concern is. Like the idea with what are the videos going to look like? What are you actually concerned about? When you say what are the videos going to look like? Are you talking about lighting? Are you talking about the filming? Are you talking about what you're creating on your end? Or are you talking about the color of the box around the video? Like, what are you, like, where's this coming from? And I need to get better at driving definitively into what people are asking. And that's all based on personality styles. So I guess that's it for today. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week. We certainly are. My goodness, we moved here to Kansas, and the actual rain, like seeing rain and pitter patter and sitting on the porch. Oh my goodness, so nice compared to where we left from. To actually have seasons and go through seasons, really, really cool. On the personal front, Heidi and I have found a house that we actually both agree on and wasn't yet under contract. So we went and looked at that yesterday, and we got paperwork started on that. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that something works out. We find our forever home here in Kansas and get out of the rental that we're temporarily in. I love you guys. Have a good one, and I will talk to you very soon.